Days after Wayne and his son, James, attended a scheduled appointment with Dr. Felix, Wayne and his wife, Amy, returned to the hospital for a follow-up checkup and treatment for Wayne's borderline cancer diagnosis. As they waited in a hospital room for Dr. Felix to arrive, Wayne snuck a bite of the donuts he had brought along. Just as he was enjoying the treat, the door swung open and Dr. Felix walked in, catching Wayne in the act.
"Oh, Dr. Felix, good to see you again."
"Hello, Wayne. No need to hide the evidence. I've already seen the donut."
I know I shouldn't be snacking on things like this, but sometimes my cravings get the best of me, you know. I consider it a cheat meal."
Wayne, you need to take your health more seriously, especially after advising your son against junk food last time we spoke. And given your borderline cancer diagnosis, junk food is a no-no, cheat meal or not.
You're right, Dr. Felix. I tried to stop him, but he's quite stubborn.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll try to do better next time.
It's all right, Mr. Wayne. That's what we're here for, to guide you. And just to keep you informed, I'll be sharing Beware, 7 cancer habits to avoid. These are things we do almost every day without realizing their potential harm.
Really? That's concerning. Please tell me about it.
Count me in too. What are these habits, Doc?
One common but often overlooked habit is having an unhealthy diet. It's all about those processed foods, full of excess sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. Take that guilty pleasure you were enjoying, for example. It's loaded with calories and unhealthy fats, which can pose a major health risk.
Yeah, I know I should avoid those, but sometimes it's hard to resist. But how exactly does it relate to cancer?
Great question. Unhealthy diets lack essential nutrients found in fruits, veggies, and whole grains, which protect cells and support the body's defense against cancer. Plus, all that sugar, unhealthy fats, and processed ingredients can cause inflammation in the body, increasing the risk of cancer development and progression.
Wow, I had no clue. That's pretty alarming.
Absolutely. But hey, cravings happen. However, one thing to know is that sometimes thirst often disguises as hunger or cravings. So try to always stay hydrated with water to quench those impulses. And stick to regular, balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, fiber, and complex carbs. It stabilizes your blood sugar and curbs cravings.
So I might have been thirsty instead of craving donuts all along.
Yes, indeed. But if you want to satisfy those cravings guilt-free, swap out unhealthy snacks for healthier options. For example, swap potato chips for air-popped popcorn, or choose fruit instead of candy. And about those donuts, try making your own baked ones at home. Use whole wheat flour, Greek yogurt, and natural sweeteners like honey. Baking beats frying any day, cutting down on unwanted fat and calories.
I'll definitely give those baked donuts a try.
Thanks, babe. Love you.
How lovely. But putting the lovey-dovey aside, let's continue our discussion. Another little-known cancer-causing habit you should be aware of is living a sedentary lifestyle.
Wait, so just spending hours sitting at my desk at work could lead to cancer?
Not directly, but it's a contributing factor. A sedentary lifestyle involves minimal movement and low levels of energy expenditure throughout the day. This includes long periods of sitting, whether at work while watching TV or playing video games.
But what's the connection between sitting for too long and cancer?
Lack of physical activity and prolonged sitting can lead to insulin resistance, where cells become less responsive to insulin. This condition is connected to a higher risk of certain cancers. Plus, regular physical activity supports a healthy immune system, while sedentary behavior can weaken it. A weakened immune system may struggle to recognize and destroy cancerous cells, making it easier for cancer to develop.
But I can't just leave work to go for a walk whenever I want. How can I stay active?
Well, you can stay active even at work. Taking short breaks to stand up, stretch, or move around can help. Set reminders to do this every hour. And when you're free, try outdoor activities like walking or biking for fresh air and sunlight, which are good for your health.
That sounds doable.
Good. Now, let's talk about charred foods.
Charred foods? Like our deliciously grilled steaks?
Exactly. While charred foods can be delicious, they also come with some risks. When foods are cooked at high temperatures, they can develop a charred or burnt exterior, which may contain harmful compounds called carcinogens, linked to cancer risk.
But isn't grilling supposed to remove harmful substances? I do love my steak with a bit of char.
It's a common misconception. The issue arises when fat from meat drips onto hot coals or flames during grilling, creating smoke and flare-ups. This can lead to the formation of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, on the food's surface, which is linked to cancer. When starchy foods like bread or potatoes are charred, they can also produce acrylamide, another potential carcinogen.
So, could our barbecue nights have contributed to my health issues?
It's possible, Mr. Wayne. These habits can indeed increase the risk of certain health problems.
Does this mean we should stop grilling altogether?
Not necessarily. You can still enjoy barbecue nights, but with some precautions. Opt for lean meats, poultry, or fish, and marinate them before grilling to reduce harmful compound formation. You should equally use foil or grill baskets to prevent direct contact with flames and avoid flare-ups. Alternatively, consider baking or roasting foods in the oven or air fryer for a healthier option.
That's a relief. Barbecue nights are a tradition for my family and friends. We'll just be more mindful from now on.
Barbecue nights are indeed a great way to relax after a stressful week. And speaking of stress, did you know that chronic stress can contribute to cancer development?
Stress and cancer? How does that work?
Chronic stress keeps your body on high alert, wearing you down over time. This weakens your immune system, making it harder to fight cancer cells. Plus, people under chronic stress often resort to unhealthy habits like smoking, excessive drinking, and not being able to properly take care of themselves, which increases cancer risk.
I get it. I've had my share of unhealthy coping habits in the past.
Falling into that trap is common, but the good news is there are plenty of healthier ways to manage stress. Have you ever tried mindfulness or meditation?
Not really, but I've heard good things about them.
They can be incredibly helpful. Even just a few minutes a day of deep breathing or guided meditation can work wonders for calming the mind and reducing stress. And of course, regular exercise, healthy eating, and prioritizing sleep are all important too.
Noted, doctor. I'll definitely give some of those techniques a try.
It will also surprise you to know that lack of sleep or sleep deprivation can increase the risk of cancer.
What? How? This is new to me.
Sleep deprivation occurs when a person doesn't get enough sleep to function properly. It can lead to various symptoms like fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and impaired memory. It's common in scenarios like irregular work shifts, caring for a newborn, pulling an all-nighter for exams, or struggling with insomnia.
Those sound like everyday struggles. What's the big deal?
Exactly. I barely get enough sleep due to my work schedule. It's not intentional, just the nature of my job.
I get where you both are coming from, but it's more serious than you might think. Lack of sleep messes with hormone levels, affecting appetite, metabolism, and even cell growth regulation. Imbalances in these hormones can fuel cancerous cell growth and weaken the immune system, making you more vulnerable to diseases like cancer. Research conducted on active young women who slept for less than 7 hours a night revealed a staggering 47% increase in cancer risk. Similarly, inadequate sleep has been linked to elevated risks of breast, colon, ovarian, and even prostate cancers.
Wow, interesting. So what can we do about it?
For those with irregular schedules, prioritize sleep by setting aside dedicated time for rest after work. If you work night shifts, create a conducive sleep environment during the day with blackout curtains or eye masks. Practice good sleep hygiene by avoiding caffeine and heavy meals before bed. You also need to sleep for at least 7 to 9 hours daily for optimum bodily function.
All right, doctor, I'll follow your advice. I had no idea sleep deprivation could have such serious consequences.
It can, Wayne. In fact, there are many things we do regularly that can affect our health without us even realizing it. Take scented candles, for example. They're a common household item, but some of them can actually emit harmful chemicals when burned, which could result in cancer.
OMG, I love scented candles. We have quite a collection at home and we burn them quite often.
Many scented candles contain synthetic fragrances, dyes, and paraffin wax, which is derived from petroleum. When you burn these candles, they release volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, and other chemicals into the air, which can be carcinogenic.
Wow, That's alarming. I never thought something as innocent as a scented candle could be harmful.
Unfortunately, many conventional scented candles fall into this category. But don't worry, there are alternatives. You can opt for candles made from natural ingredients like soy wax, beeswax, or coconut wax, and scented with essential oils instead of synthetic fragrances.
That sounds like a good solution. But what should we do with the ones we already have at home? Should we get rid of them?
You don't have to toss them out. Instead, you can use them in well-ventilated areas where exposure to harmful chemicals is minimized. And when you're ready for new candles, just be mindful of the ingredients and go for safer options.
That's a relief. I'll check the labels of our candles at home. If they don't meet the criteria, I'll pass them along and invest in safer options.
Good. Now, let's dive into the last habit on our list for today's discussion. Can either of you guess what it might be?
I'm drawing a blank here. What else could be lurking as a cancer-causing habit?
Oh, Mr. Wayne, there's always more to uncover. The final habit we'll be exploring today might surprise you both. It's the habit of sleeping with your smartphones.
What? How is that even possible?
Yes, indeed. While sleeping with a smartphone isn't directly linked to cancer, there are concerns about prolonged exposure to electromagnetic radiation. Smartphones emit radio frequency energy, which can expose you to continuous low-level radiation when kept close to your body, like under your pillow or on the nightstand. Over time, this could potentially increase the risk of health issues, including certain cancers. In fact, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, has classified radio frequency radiation as a possible human carcinogen.
Wow, but I often need to respond to urgent messages from clients across different time zones. That's why I keep my phone next to me at night.
That's understandable, Mr. Wayne. However, it's important to establish boundaries. You don't need to sacrifice your sleep for immediate responses. Let your clients know when you're unavailable for instant replies. If you must keep your phone nearby, use the Do Not Disturb mode to minimize disturbance. But remember, it's essential to keep some distance between your phone and yourself.
I see. I'll definitely work on that. Thanks, Dr. Felix, for the advice.
Yes, thank you, doctor. We'll make sure to avoid these habits from now on.
Great to hear. Remember, maintaining a healthy lifestyle involves making mindful choices, even when it comes to seemingly small habits like this one. Now let's move on to your checkup, Mr. Wayne. After conducting the necessary medical checkup, Dr. Felix schedules another checkup. Wayne and Amy leave the hospital, reflecting on the insightful discussion they had with Dr. Felix. They're determined to avoid the cancer-causing habits discussed today and to spread awareness among their loved ones. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe and watch more videos on high cholesterol or diabetes next.